Question 3. This is another statistics and data handling question. The question states, the cumulative frequency curve, or ogive, as we can see here, shows the time taken in minutes for 140 patrons to leave the auditorium after watching a show. Now on this ogive we can see here that after about 1 minute the first people have left, and after 26 minutes all 140 patrons have left the auditorium. Now let's see what questions we have here. Question 3.1. Estimate the number of people who took more than 15 minutes to leave the auditorium. Now if we look at an ogive, by definition, the values on this side here, those will be the answers to a less than question. So for instance, if they ask us how many people took less than 6 minutes to leave, that'll just straight be this value you read off here, which looks like it will be about 16. So to get an answer to a more than question, we'll have to take 140, the total number, minus the value you read off here. So if they asked us how many people took more than 6 minutes, we'll take 140 minus 16. So now we'll do the same for what did they ask? 15 minutes. So we'll find where 15 is, and so there we'll find 15. We'll connect it over here, and then we'll see what our value over here is. So it looks like it's around about somewhere between 100 and 110. Let's call it 105. Okay, and on your accurate graph paper you'll see that it should actually be 104, I believe, that you'll read off there. So the number of people that took more than 15 minutes to leave the auditorium would be the total number of people, which is 140, minus the people that took less than 15 minutes, and that's what we read off here as 104. So minus 104, and that would be equal to 36 people. Okay, question 3.2. Estimate the number of people who took between 8 and 12 minutes to leave the auditorium. Now again, we'll have to do something similar to what we did here. So between 8 and 12 minutes, so we'll have to find what our values are at the 8-minute mark, and that'll be around about 30 it looks like, and at 12 we'll have something that looks like about, let's call it 58 or so. Okay, so now what we need to do is we see how many people took less than 12 minutes. Sorry, we need to see how many people took less than 12 minutes but more than 8 minutes. Okay, so it'll be the people that took less than 12 minutes minus the people that took less than 8 minutes. That'll give us this section here between 8 and 12. Okay, so we'll have, to calculate this, we'll say less than 12 minutes minus the people, let's say people less than 12 minutes minus the people that took less than 8 minutes. Again, for the people that took less than 12 minutes, we found that to be approximately 60. Let's call it 60. Minus people that took less than 8 minutes, we found that to be around about 30. So that's minus 30, and that is equal to 30 people. Okay. Last question on this question 3. Write down the modal class of the data. Okay, the classes here are represented by these dots. So the first class is 1 to 6, second class 6 to 11, third class 11 to 16, and so forth in fives, in sets of 5 that it goes up. The modal class is the class which has the highest frequency in it. So we can look from 1 to 5, we'll see that's about 15. From 6 to 11, that'll be about 35. From 11 to 16, you see that's about 60. From 16 to 21, about 15. And from 21 to 26, that's about 10. Okay, so the modal class, the biggest one here, it's pretty easy to see. It's between 11 and 16. So that you can just write down for 1 mark. It'll be between 11 and 16. That's it for question 3.